and welcome to Appetite for Production, the music technology podcast with me, Tim Cant, and my fellow plug-in-based journalist and tutorial guru, James Russell. Hey, James.
Truly, Tim, we are the Siegfried and Roy of plug-in journalism.
Which one of those got eaten by the white tiger?
I don't think either of us are going to get eaten by a tiger. One of us might get eaten. One of us might get eaten by zebra too, though.
Oh, wicked! Well, that'd be a good way to go. It swallowed into the belly of the gigantic whale that is Zebra 2. So what's happening on today's podcast, young Jim lads?
Well, we are going to be talking about a surprise SoundCloud release.
Oh, okay.
We're going to be running down the best and the worst April Fools that have happened in the last week.
Oh, dreary.
Don't do a roll's eyes. It's actually, these ones are actually pretty good.
Oh, really? Well, I'll be the judge of that, son.
We're looking at a few Arturia things.
Oh, okay. I've always got time for Arturia.
There's a kick synth I want to introduce you to.
Smoothly done, yes.
And we've also got a very, very cool interview with top sound designer Francis Preve.
Yeah, he's got his fingers in some popular pies.
And we're going to have a little look at some Sonic Bloom Ableton themes.
Oh, lovely. A treat for our eyes and our souls.
All that and more coming up. Okay, Tim, our top story.
Okay, I'm very excited.
Episode.
Yeah.
You must have heard of this.
I'm not sure I have. What is it?
You must have heard.
No, I don't think I have.
You have to know that this has happened.
No, I don't think I do. Should I click this link as my intriguingness is getting the better of me?
Let me give you some background because you are going to shit.
Oh, okay, wicked.
So, I mean, it's been April Fool's season, and we're gonna talk about that later. But on the day before, I think coincidentally, because this is not an April Fool, I think this is genuine as it can be. But it happened the day before, so I'm not including it as a fool. I think this is actually genuine, Tim.
Okay. Oh God, I'm really scared now. Shall I check?
No.
Oh God, this is torture.
3 things.
Okay.
Elon Musk.
Okay. Friend of the show.
Track on SoundCloud.
Yes.
About.
Yes.
Harambe.
What? How have I not heard about this?
That's what I want to know. I assume that you were the first person out of the gate with this story.
So this is the perfect trifecta of Musk, SoundCloud, and Harambe. And I somehow don't know about it.
It's time to click on it.
Oh, God. Okay. I can't click on it fast enough. Oh, okay. Let's have a listen to Elon Musk. What?
Yeah, this is a song by Elon Musk about Harambe. It's internet-tastic.
What? And where did... Why?
It just sort of happened.
Sipping on some Bombay.
How do we know this is the Elon Musk?
He tweeted it out. It's definitely actual Elon Musk.
You are joking.
Yeah.
This is insane.
And we thinking about you.
That doesn't sound like his vocal.
Probably not. But maybe he's just auto-tuned it to shit. Or was it even him? Or did he get a ghost producer?
Is he just producing it?
Man,
this is bizarre, James.
The man can do anything.
Anything he puts his gigantic mind to. It's too early for this, James. What is going on? Comment saying so sad, sad face.
R.I.P. Harambe.
James,
you look troubled.
Oh, I'm really troubled. Okay, I've got to stop this now.
Is this a bit too meta for you?
Yeah, it really is. I think we're getting a bit too far in the whole postmodern sort of thing now. Let me have a look at Musk's Twitter.
What if Harambe had done a song about Elon Musk?
God, he is tweeting it. I don't. What does this mean?
Check out some of the replies.
He says his comment is, "I'm so disappointed that my record label failed." Oh my God. Oh God. And there's there's a lot of
There's the usual
memeing.
Yeah, memeage.
Yeah, okay. Well, I want to know if he's going to do another release, because that would, why give up when he's had like nearly 2 million plays on this tune? It's only been up there 5 days.
Yeah,
I'd kill for those numbers. You know what I mean?
I think the last time I looked at it, it was still like in the tens of thousands.
Oh wow! So it's really taking off.
I got there pretty early.
So all you need for a verified SoundCloud hit is to have millions and billions and billions of pounds and loads of Twitter followers. Is that right?
And rockets.
Well, it doesn't hurt. So he's got 25.6 million Twitter followers. So,
So we can't be too far behind.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts or hot takes?
I want an explanation. That's all. Just want someone to tell me what's going on.
The glory of internet culture is there is no explanation.
Well, I guess just whatever all meaning has evaporated, and whatever you say something is, it is. So yeah,
we're living in a post-meaning world.
Yeah, well, post-meaning, post-truth. These are the end times, James. So thanks for showing that to me. I can't believe I hadn't seen it before.
Yeah. Finally, I have my finger on the beating pulse of internet culture.
Yeah, you do. Well, congratulations. You've won the internet this time.
What have you been up to recently?
Don't even ask, mate. Nothing good or interesting, basically.
Just improper things.
I'm on the grind, as you know, mate. Grinding 24/7. Maybe I take like 20 minutes to kip or whatever. But otherwise, I'm all about that grind, bruv, basically. What about you?
Well, I've been messing around with a few things. Suddenly, Native Instruments gave me a ring. And,
oh, yeah. Well, actually, on the phone?
Nah.
Oh.
It's just a metaphor, Tim. We're living in a...
Okay.
We're living in a post-ring world.
Okay.
So, they were asking me to do an interview with Galaxy Instruments, who had just made them a new piano.
Because, of course, Galaxy Instruments famous for their popular chocolate bar.
Yes, and
now they've moved into VST pianos, much like Alicia Keys did.
Exactly. It's
that classic sidestep.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a pattern that we've seen so many times before that we shouldn't be surprised anymore.
Yeah, totally.
It turns out these are the guys who made, like, basically almost all of NI's pianos. Like the Maverick, the Giant, the Grandeur, and they also made Rise and Hit and a few other things.
What about the Gentleman?
The Gentleman, yes. This is them, I believe.
Okay.
And they'd done a new one called Noir.
Oh, okay.
Noir, which is French for noir.
It's for detective, is my understanding. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's French for gritty movie.
Yeah, wicked, nice. Okay.
And yeah, this is a piano which it models Niels Fram's piano. He is a... Do you know who he is?
Yeah, mate, I've heard of him, buddy.
Cool.
I've got my finger on the pulse. He's some kind of composer guy.
Yes, composer man with a very expensive, classy piano, 6-figure piano, and Galaxy Instruments had sampled it. And they hadn't just
6-figure piano?
Well, yeah, I mean, price-wise.
Yeah.
They sampled the hell out of it, and it was also a felted piano that they'd sampled. And okay, so far so normal. They'd sampled a piano. You get that a lot.
What does felted mean? The hammers have felt on them, does it?
You have a sort of strip of felt between the hammers and the strings. So the string is dulled. A bit like when you have an upright piano at home and you've got the left pedal and you can press it.
The practice pedal,
Yeah. A bit like that, but you rarely get that on a grand piano because you need to slam a grand piano to the max to compete with like entire orchestras or whatnot.
Oh, you got to hit the keys really hard. That's lesson 1 in grand piano playing.
Yeah, so you don't usually get it felted, but this is a contact instrument which has a felted version and an unfelted version, i.e. a normal piano.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd done some crazy cool things to it as well. Like they've got this thing called the particles engine where when you play a key, it will sort of generate a load of related hits to that key.
What?
It's a bit like you'll get octave playing.
No, like
get
sympathetic strings sort of vibe.
Almost like that, but they're actually literally triggering a sample behind the scenes, and they're sort of it's basically randomly timed in many ways. You know, it random, but it makes sense. It's aleatoric. And
What does that mean?
It's random, but musical, I guess. And they'd sampled a load of like plucks to the strings as well. Like they plucked it with felt, they plucked it with something else. They got brushes brushing the strings.
Plucked with felt.
And so all these, like this particles engine, you could press a key or hold it down. And
it'll do the work for you. Good.
It would
that
generate
is what I want.
a cloud of notes related to the note you press. You can do some crazy things like blur it all together and make a crazy piano pad out of it.
Oh, okay.
So I really appreciated like how they hadn't just sampled a piano, snooze. They'd sampled a piano and given us some...
And turned it into the cloud.
Yeah, some crazy cloud particle effects.
Okay.
So that was cool. That was what I was up to. But then pianos were on my mind again because I did a roundup of free pianos.
Okay. Now this is kind of getting into my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Yeah, I did this roundup for Future Music, and I was doing it on a Friday, and then I was messing around on Twitter, and I realized it was something called Piano Day.
What?
Yeah, like International Global World Organization of Piano Day.
Mate, every day is Piano Day round my house, mates.
Apparently it's on the 88th day of the year.
Oh, nice. I like it.
It's got to be a bit of a ball ache because of February. You know, Piano Day's different every 4 years.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
You just got to take it.
Yeah. I will.
But yeah, I've been full of pianos.
So what are the best free piano plugins then? Clever Clogs?
Well, there are a few. There are the Spitfire pianos.
Oh, okay, right.
There is...
Is Forefront still going?
Forefront is still going. It's... I don't think I put it in that particular roundup.
What about True Pianos? Have they got a freebie?
True Pianos, I don't believe so.
Oh, how disappointing.
Let me give you an actual guide to free pianos.
No, I just want to ask about the weird ones that I know. What about MDA? In fact, I tried to install MDA e-piano the other day, but it's too old for my 64-bit system.
There's Vasilian Upright number 1.
Oh, okay.
It was all right. That wasn't so good. It was quite it was a guy who'd never made a thing before making a thing.
Wow.
But
literally never made anything.
It was decent-ish. Keyzone Classic, which is like... it was done between Producer Spot and Bitsonic.
Okay.
There's some sample science stuff. I didn't massively rate that. RDG Audio do some free pianos as well.
Oh, okay.
And there's a bunch more. And yeah, Forefront is one. I don't think I put that in the review.
So what's the best one?
It was probably the Spitfire stuff.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
But that Keyzone Classic is really good as well because they got like 3 actual pianos modeled. Not modeled, but sampled. And you got an electric piano and a Rhodes, which was a good Rhodes.
Oh, really?
I took that Rhodes, I pushed it through D16's Frontier. I overdrove the fuck out of it, and it sounded amazing.
Oh, what's that? Mate, I love a Rhodes. What's it called?
Keyzone Classic.
Keyzone Classic, eh? Well, it's nice to learn about a new piano instrument. Oh, and it's its own standalone thing, is it?
Yeah.
It's not... Okay.
VS Toy.
I'm going to be downloading that right now. Oh, there we go. Which one do I want?
Yeah.
This one.
We've both become dab hands at installing plugins.
Oh, God. This is just an HTML page.
Yeah.
Amazing. What is Godlike for? That sounds amazing.
That sounds good.
Oh, God, I've got to fucking drag it into the fucking VST folder like a fucking mug. Come on, is it actually?
Have you not got the VST as a sidebar shortcut? Do that.
No.
Do that.
No, I can't be. I don't like it. It looks ugly.
You look ugly.
I know. That's why I've got to make my Finder window look as attractive as possible. So Keyzone, yeah.
Keyzone Classic, baby. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Okay, so you've got Keyzone Classic here.
This is Keyzone Piano.
And I'll put it on the road, shall I?
Yeah, whack it on the roads. Gotta love it.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's pretty
nice.
It is pretty nice roads, especially for free. Now, if you put Frontier on it and you slam it,
Let's slam it. Okay, I'm
Slam
going to take
it.
the threshold down. Oh, God.
you like that?
Yeah, hang on.
This is what I was doing. It's like,
That is
use
not.
that roads.
Oh, it's nice and dirty.
Yeah, exactly.
I want some delay on there, James. Should I put it before or after the limiter? Well, let's try it after first of all.
Try it after.
This is peaking like a bastard.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. Okay. Delay after our limiter. Oh, it's nice. Oh, I like the little sparkly top notes. I find it very hard to get a virtual Rhodes that goes. Well, sounds nice when it's gone that high. Let me put the delay before the limiter.
Here's your free one.
Oh God.
Whack the feedback down a bit, I say.
Oh God, you're right. It's very pretty.
It's cool, right?
I'm glad I've installed this now. This is good. Let me try the electric piano as well. I'm going to turn the delay off. Ooh, it's like an FM electric piano. Do you know what? That is still really nice. And even though that is an FM electric piano, it's got a lovely tone to it.
Even though you're not velocity sensitive at the moment.
Even though I'm not velocity sensitive, so I literally just can't reach, and it's not plugged in either. So yeah, well, that's a good find, son. How did you find out about that?
Oh, because of the piano roundup, man.
Well, no, but how did you specifically find out about it?
I don't know. I'd probably type free
like
piano
piano.
VST into Google.
Okay, wicked. Wow, I'm learning a lot today. That's good.
Every year, the same shit happens.
Yeah.
Okay, it's April Fool's Day, and a bunch of companies
Oh,
go, ha, 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 look at this.
corporate
ha, ha."
lols, mate.
Yeah,
Oh,
corporate
great.
lols, and it's never funny and it's never clever. But I think some of this year's things do raise some talking points.
Oh, or have your standards just dropped? I think I know what the answer is. Let's have a look at these things then, shall we?
Let's go for a quick fire roundup. At space number 1, Korg Volcassette.
Oh, okay.
This is a cassette player Volca, basically, which is a joke.
A hilarious joke.
But it's kind of it's a good idea.
They're going to end up actually doing it, aren't they?
They might. But
This looks
not.
totally CG as well. Am I clicking this video?
Nah, no.
Nah, let's not look at it. That looks like a CG mock-up anyway. They haven't really gone for the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it would be a fun thing to have the sound of tape in your setup, and the Volcas are about as big as a tape player recorder thing. So, it's kind of funny, but...
Is it? Is it, though?
I think it's more of a good idea than it is funny.
No, it's a crap idea. Cassettes are crap.
On to the next one.
Okay. What is this?
Mercurial Audio have modeled some tubes that break after a certain amount of time.
Oh, wow. So what, the plug-in breaks, does it?
Yeah, because if you want that proper analog tube sound, you've got to take the breakage. And so they've done it in a plug-in.
Oh, wow. Okay, wicked. Are people holding up their money so they can buy it and everything?
Yeah, so after a certain random period of time, your tube will break and you have to buy a new one.
Oh, wow. Okay, that sounds great.
And you can buy the tubes for $4.99, $5.99, $9.99, $19.99, or $299.
And they got some bulk discounts as well. So you get 4 for $80 and 6 for $200, which is a nice maths joke there. Yeah. Well, so is this supposed to be a fake plug-in?
Yeah. Fake
Well,
plug-in with a real analog tube that breaks after a certain amount of
Well,
time.
there's no actual pictures of a fake plug-in, so...
Well, no, because it's just a joke.
Well, I know. Well, again, I feel like they haven't really pulled it out of the bag there.
On to the next one.
Okay.
Next
that's good.
fool.
Okay.
This is Ableton Recorder.
Okay, so this is one that I was aware of. I woke up on April the 1st. First thing I do, of course...
You got a call from me saying I'm dead.
Yeah,
As happens
I was
every year.
Every year, James. Really?
I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant.
I know, it's like, what are the odds that you'd get pregnant and die every year on the same day? It's just unlikely. No, so I saw an Ableton video saying introducing Ableton Recorder, and I was like, oh wow, they've introduced polyphonic pitch correction into live. Wicked. And then I realized what day it was, and I saw a picture of somebody holding like a sort of fake MIDI recorder, and I was like, oh well, great.
You know, the times have changed. I remember growing up, it was my ticket to everything. I was guaranteed to be the center of attention. I got gigs, dates, I had it all. But then, computers, the world moves on. There's no place for people like me anymore.
Yeah, he's basically a recorder player, and the joke is,
Not about the skills anymore.
can't get a gig with a recorder, Natch.
No, you see, okay, I'm going to stop you right there, Ableton. For me, this doesn't work comedically because this isn't like, if it was the same as all their other content or whatever, but a joke, that would be funny. But this is like some story about a recorder player who's down on his luck, which is totally out of context with any other video content they do. So no, I'm giving that the thumbs down, I'm afraid, James.
Hold on. First thing to notice, Ableton's YouTube player has a white progress bar instead of a red one.
Yeah, well, they've clearly done some clever stuff.
Goes the end where he's playing it. At least let us show everyone what the fake product sounds like. This guy's clearly like potentially a professional recorder player.
Yeah, this sounds good.
Well, exactly. It does make me wonder if this guy is an actual recorder player.
Oh, you'd hope so. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Why don't they bring out an instrument that actually sounds like that? I'd be happy with it.
On to the next one.
Okay.
It is, I know you're not a guitar man, but this is the Fender Ambicaster, which is both a right-handed and left-handed guitar.
In one, wicked.
In one.
That is pretty clever.
Yeah, it's you know, it's funny kind of thing.
It's a funny guitar joke.
It's hilarious, right?
Yeah, that's wicked.
Okay, on to the next one.
Lefty Frets, the left-handed guitar resource. Is this a real website?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, is this official Fender, or is this just this website doing it?
It's just this website, I think.
Um,
Probably going to get sued.
Yeah, okay. Caught for them. Got it.
Just hang him now. This is actually looks like a great idea. This is a foot theremin.
Nice.
It's a guitar effects pedal, but it's also a theremin for using with your foot.
Yeah, wicked.
Because, you know, you got 1 foot free. Well, you got 2 feet free, although one has to stand, so you got 1 foot free.
Have you heard the theremin joke, James?
Oh, God. I'm pretty sure you're about to tell me anyway.
Yeah, so I found a theremin in a charity shop the other day. I bought it home and plugged it in, but I haven't touched it since. Hey! Get it? Haven't touched it. You don't touch the theremin when you play it. Anyway, okay, yeah, I think I've got the size of this. I mean,
that would be quite a good idea, don't you think? Foot theremin?
Guess, yeah.
Play with your foot?
Why not? Bring it on.
Next on. This one you will like. This is called the mother of all USB-C hubs.
This is something I actually
want.
want.
That's what I thought as well. This is
Why don't Apple laptops actually look like that now?
Like a CIA laptop. This
Yeah.
is by a company that makes USB-C hubs, and this is called the mother of all USB-C hubs. This is a fake thing, which is about as big as a MacBook.
Several times the size of a MacBook.
Several times as thick.
Yeah.
What ports has it got? It's got all the redundant ports, like a floppy drive, several USBs, 1 million USBs it looks like.
Yeah.
It's got like component video cables, VGA cable. Is that big long one like the old printer cable?
Yeah, that looks like you can like scuzzy up your MacBook. Wicked.
It's got PS2 ports for mouse and keyboard.
Wicked, as everything should.
Ethernet, HDMI, and revolutionary here, a headphone jack.
Yes, well, everything should have a headphone jack, whether it needs one or not, frankly.
This is another one of those things which, yeah, it's an April Fool. I wish the MacBook was actually that big and
can you
thick.
imagine?
Yeah, you could get like an extra processor in there, drive the price down a bit so it's not so compact.
Totally,
And
much better.
It would actually work and wouldn't get broken after 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done a bit of a better job on the renders, but this is probably my favourite so far.
Good.
Hopefully this will become one that becomes real.
On to the next one.
Okay, oh God, okay.
Sound Iron Flatulence.
Oh, God.
It is supposed contact library of...
Farty noises.
Farty noises.
Oh, God.
Well done.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty poor.
You want to hear it?
No.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, God. Where's the... fucking SoundCloud. Yep. Okay. Hilarious. What's next?
Finally, this is Jordan Rudess's Geo-Encabulator.
Wicked.
Mr. Endorsement himself is supposedly launching his own product on April the 1st.
Let's have a look at the video.
Since 1943,
Oh, he's got some sparks.
in order to bring perfection to the crudely conceived idea of a
This is really poorly recorded audio from Jordan here. I don't think I can.
Stomach
go
it.
through it. Yeah. So what's the joke?
Do you want to read out the script a bit?
Shall I read
It's
it?
just a load of fucking fake jargon, basically.
Since 1943, work has been proceeding, in order to bring perfection to the crudely conceived idea of a waveguide that would not only supply inverse reactive current feeds in unilateral phase distractors. Okay, I think I get the idea. It's a load of jargon is the basic joke there.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the last decent one. The last decent fool worth looking at.
Oh, God.
These are at least worth discussing once. Come on, give them some credit.
Yeah, like, I think corporate humor needs to stop. I think...
Well, I like these because most of them aren't that corporate. Like, Korg's big. Ableton, well, they're... Yeah.
Well...
No one else is, like, a massive company.
It's like, it's fair enough for them to do it, but it's got to be really funny. Like, really funny.
Or actually fool people.
Yes, this is the thing. The whole point of April Fools is you're supposed to try and fool people. And now it's just all this stuff that's like, well, it's obviously completely ridiculous. It's the intriguing part is that bit between reality and fantasy. And you don't even know what's real anymore. Am I right, James?
I guess so.
I have chosen the hill I want to die on. And it is the quality of corporate music tech April Fool gags. Are you with me?
I guess so.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad we've got that sorted out.
Okay, it's time to announce the winners for last episode's competition.
Competition is very important, James.
There will not be a competition this episode, but we'll bring one back in a few episodes' time, or next episode, or whenever I can be asked sorting it out.
Good.
Okay, so using my Google random number generator, the winner of the top prize, the Era Pro bundle, is... I can exclusively reveal...
No, don't milk it.
Is...
Yes.
Sumerky Project.
Smirky Project.
Sumerky Project.
Oh, Sumerky Project. Well done, Sumerky. Your sounds are going to be cleaner than they ever have before.
And less essier.
Yeah, and no popping either.
Or plosives.
No, yeah, okay. I think we get the idea.
All right. Now,
Who else?
time for the three runners-up, who each get their choice of 2 Acusonus Era plugins. Runner-up number 1.
Come on!
Pulp Stereo.
Oh, congratulations, Pulp Stereo.
Good man.
A friend of the podcast from our small listener base who it's paying off for him finally.
Finally, you got something you actually deserve.
Yeah, you hung in there. It's worked out for you finally.
Runner-up number 2. Oh, and I told him that if he won this, he's going to get a massive announcement and we're going to make a massive deal out of it. Syrian Bank.
Whoop, whoop. Boom. Well done.
And runner-up number 3, your choice of 2 Acusonus era plugins. It's a Paula Kipso.
Well done, Kipso.
Yes, excellent work. It was a hard slog.
Yeah, you made it in the end.
You spent years and years of your life trying to get it, and you did it. You got it.
You got your choice of noise reduction plugins there.
Excellent. So get in touch with us to get your details across to Acusonus, and if you're a runner-up, tell us which 2 plugins you pick. If you are the winner, Sumerki Project, congratulations. There's not much you have to do. Just get us your email address and we will get those things straight to you. Cool. Okay. Time to check out new stuff from Arturia.
Oh, that's always an exciting time.
You remember they did a while back, they did 3 filters you'll actually use.
Yeah, I haven't used any of them.
No, and neither have I. But now they've announced 3 compressors you'll actually use.
Okay, great.
They've done it with a very sort of rock video. Which,
should we have a look at this?
Which is something you don't often get in plugin land.
No, because it's all dance music now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, they're in a dirty club bathroom by the looks of it.
So what are these 3 compressors you'll actually use?
Oh, getting a bit of an Evanescence vibe.
Yeah, pretty much. A trio of legendary compressors recreated as software.
Wow, it's the first time it's ever been done.
Yeah. So we've got the Comp VCA 65, which is basically a model of the DBX 165A.
Nice.
You know, I mean, it's a compressor, man.
Yeah, nice.
We have the Comp FET 76, which is
76.
your A1176 FET transistor, field effect transistor compressor thingy.
Okay.
Fair enough. And we've got
It's getting a bit grungy.
Comp Tube STA, which is the STA level.
It's got a warm and lush sound. Nice. Oh, this woman is very angry, and she just needs to have a cup of chamomile tea and calm down, I think. What do you
It's
reckon?
pretty well-produced backing song for a trailer,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, this is more appealing than Dude in a Lift. I don't know if you remember Dude in a Lift.
I remember Dude in a Lift. I like that. Wasn't that a R. Kelly project?
No, that was Dude in a Closet.
Okay. Among many other projects.
Yeah, he's got his fingers in some pies.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Anyway, sorry to equate R. Kelly with Arturia.
Yeah, well, they're brother and sister, is my understanding, right?
No, that's R. Kelly and
Arturia. Why don't they do a crossover synth or whatever? Come on, guys.
Auto-tune.
The timing is right.
These are all analog compressors.
Yeah, except they're digital plugins, aren't they? So
Yeah, but they're modeled after analog compressors, and they are the 3 compressors you'll actually use according to Arturia. Now, the thing is, I don't really actually use analog compressors.
no.
Now, if I'm reaching for a compressor that I'll actually use, is not going to be an analog one.
Well, it depends what you're doing, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are trying to get that rocky sound or kind of like a crunchy old school hip hop sort of thing, I think they probably have their uses. But I like to do quite a lot of transparent dynamics processing, James, and I will just head for the default live compressor in a lot of those occasions, which doesn't add any kind of character and everything, but does make things quite loud.
Now, I've it's been weird to me since getting deep into the production world that old school compressors are like celebrities in their own right.
Yes, definitely.
Like, for example, people know the Euro 1176. People know the DBX.
Are you going to compare each of these to a celebrity?
No. That would be brilliant.
Which one's Amy Winehouse?
Which analog compressor?
Yeah, which analog compressor of these 3 is Amy Winehouse? It's got to be the FET 76, am I right?
I'm going to say it's the STA level because
You're so right.
it burnt out very quickly.
Oh, God. No. Okay, this is no.
You don't hear from it much anymore.
Okay, no.
Yeah, it feels strange to me. Like, okay, an instrument, that can definitely be like a famous thing,
Yeah.
a celebrated thing. But to have several compressors...
It's that tone, buddy.
Is it though?
That tone and that slap.
Is it though?
Yes, probably. I mean, the thing is, I've never played with any of these bits of hardware, so it's very hard for me to say whether these digital recreations are any good or not. I do notice that I will get markedly different results from using an analog model than kind of a straight up.
In comparison, let's compare it to the world of, say, guitars. Can you tell the difference between different guitars? Or
I wouldn't know.
One and the same
Fender.
to you?
There's a Fender is a guitar.
There are many Fenders.
Yeah, exactly, mate. What's the other one? What's the one that's not Fender?
Gibson.
Gibson. Some are Fenders, some are Gibson. No, I can't tell the difference.
Well, exactly. There you go. You can tell the difference between multiple analog compressors.
No, I can't.
Oh, there you go. That's my point.
Well, like the thing is, I know when something sounds nice and it's got a lot of compression of it. Oh, doesn't that sound creamy?
Right.
I could definitely, if I'm working in a project, I can, you'll be able to hear the difference.
I can very easily admit, like, you can try one and then try another and have a preference.
I would not be able to listen to a Nirvana album and say, oh, Butch Vig has clearly used the 1176 on those drums. That is something I couldn't do. But I'm sure there's a lot of like rock producers who could.
Well, here's where the blurred lines come in.
All right, Robin Thicke, carry on. Yeah,
it's you. If you look at the rock world and the actual circuits world, you have the guitars, but then you have all the stuff like stomp boxes and stuff.
Well, there's a lot going on in there, buddy. But it's
Crybaby Wah, that's a celebrity.
I know a Crybaby Wah when I hear one. Hell yeah, definitely.
What else you got? You've got
you're just listing processors
distortions
now. Okay,
you've got the Boss distortion,
Big Muff.
Mm-hmm. You got the what's the weird big circular one?
Oh, I don't know.
Fuzz Face.
Okay.
And they can be celebrities, but I think, when it comes to compressors,
oh really?
I think that's a bridge too far.
No, people love that 1176 shit, man.
I
love
know,
it. And the SSL
I know they love
bus,
it, but
SSL bus people go crazy for that.
I know they love it, but it's a bridge too far, man.
No, you can't just say it's a bridge too far and that means anything.
It's a bridge too far.
No.
See what I'm saying?
No.
We have come too far over this particular bridge.
And now we're on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah.
And what's the upshot of that?
And we should have been on the other side of a previous bridge.
Where we don't fetishize classic hardware processors.
And classic hardware EQs, that's even worse.
Mate, I do find I get very different results when I use the is it the Pultec clone or the Neve clone in the Stephen Slate VMR thing or whatever?
I can get with Pultec to an extent.
Okay.
To an extent, because that's like a tube EQ. And I can get with tubes. That's fine. I can be endorsing of any tube you give me.
Oh, you are. I'm going to give you one right now. Yeah.
You lowered the tone just like a bad analog compressor.
I've improved the tone, made it sound grittier.
Anyway, 3 compressors that you'll actually use is more like a naming gimmick, isn't it?
Well, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, but I think I think they're trying to latch onto the idea that people have a lot of plugins. I'm sure. Like the thing is, whenever I'm reaching for a classic compressor, I'm just like, God, what am I going to use?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I've got
what am I actually going to use?
Too many analog compressor plugins, so I just use Pro C.
Well, okay. Well, this is they're trying to turn around this problem. That is, everyone's got too many classic compressors. They're trying to turn that into an opportunity to market it to you. Yeah, exactly. Have some more. And that's going to solve your problems.
Yeah. Anyway, this is... I'm sure they're very good. And I'm sure if I didn't have a bunch of classic compressors, I might be interested in them.
Let's talk about clams, James.
Okay, let's clam it up. Tell me.
It's the dollars and the euros are the same now. We've hit parity. Street price €199 / clams, or intro offer $99 Euro clams. So if you were considering having a look at this, the time is ripe, James.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not But if anyone else is,
I mean, they sound pretty good from listening to that YouTube demo out of my iMac's built-in speakers. But, I don't know how much of a scientific test that is.
all right, we have the new Ableton Live 10 skins from Sonic Bloom, which have been coming out over the last, few months?
Okay, have they? Okay.
It's time to have a look at a few of them, and more importantly, to find out how they sound.
Very important.
As you know, what something looks like completely changes the sound you get from it.
I think that's pretty basic science, James. I think everybody knows that.
Okay, so currently we're in the standard mid-light Ableton theme.
Okay.
And we got a lovely overdriven Rhodes sound. Oh.
It's nice, but it sounds a bit default, is all I can think.
It is a bit defaulty,
I mean?
a bit grey.
Yeah.
So let's check out a few of these Sonic Bloom skins.
Well, what do you fancy going for, buddy?
Let's just go from the top for the Amaranth.
Oh, nice.
Here it's very good for tone.
Oh,
Okay.
look at that. There's a little bit of pink in there.
It certainly looks good, but that's not what matters here, Tim.
Okay. Let's have a listen.
Let's have a listen to Amaranth.
Beautifully played, James. That's sounding a lot fuller to me instantly. What about you?
Well, I was thinking there's quite a lot of top end in that.
Okay, right. Interesting.
But you reckon it's a bit more mid-rangey?
No, I think it's got like big low ends.
Okay. Well, it's strange from a white theme. Let's try another one. Maybe we can reach a consensus.
How about aubergine?
Aubergine? Okay. The emoji standby. Okay, well,
Let's have a listen.
Certainly looks all right, but again,
That doesn't matter.
Difference.
It doesn't make a difference. Ooh. Got some Discord going on there.
What do you reckon to that?
Beautiful. It sounds a bit flappy for my taste, though.
Flappy,
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I was thinking it was sort of boxy.
Oh, no, it's definitely flaps, mate.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
sure. I thought the boxiness was minimal.
Oh, right,
frankly.
okay. So maybe adjust that with a smile curve and we'll be
Well, oh, yeah,
right as rain.
obviously.
Okay, let's go for a wild card.
Okay, let's have a look at what about Prussian, mate? Because I know you like
Prussian.
Eastern Europe.
I like my live. I like my Ableton Live organised, regimented,
Centrally organised.
Yeah. Okay, that's definitely got the grey and the sort of sea blue. Let's give it a listen. Hang on, is there a bit of ringing in this Prussian theme?
Maybe. Oh, I think you might be right. I think there's definitely a 4K thing that I'm noticing.
So good for like speech intelligibility.
yeah,
Maybe
right.
bad for transients and stuff.
Sure.
Definitely a ring in that one.
I know, it sounds a bit dark to me. Do you know what I
You
mean?
reckon? I think that's just your association with the word Prussian.
Yeah, maybe it is. Now, how about a nice little bit of teal?
Oh, I love teal.
Yeah.
That is a stark theme.
That is, the contrast levels are crazy. Ooh. Play us a bit of Die Die Docs.
I have no idea what that song is.
It's from Super Mario 64. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit bright, much like the actual visuals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it wasn't bright because of like a spike like the last one. At
No,
4K.
It's more like overall bright sheen. Yeah,
You reckon it had a sheeny air band to it? Yeah.
Definitely. It
I
sounded
mean,
like there's some saturation in the high
I quite
mids.
like producing with a nice boosted high band because then I can hear the details. So
Oh, I love to bring out the details
I think
and the grit.
Teal's one for the details.
It sure is, buddy. Should I have a look at
Go
another
for
one?
one or two more and then be done with this.
Well, I think it's got to be neon.
Neon, okay.
Oh, hang on. Is that really neon?
It should be like a red pill sort of thing.
Yeah, I've been red pilled and black pilled.
You've been every colour.
Oh, yeah.
Is it just me or is the distortion sort of getting bassier?
I can't actually hear anything at all with this one.
No?
No, nothing.
You think
Are
this
you
might
actually
be-
playing something?
Oh, this is like the deaf users preset.
Yeah. Confusing me. I mean, I can see your fingers moving, but no sound is coming out. Ooh, yeah. I mean, I can't hear anything.
Okay.
Well, that was my favourite so far.
Let's go for a final one. Should we go laurel, lichen? Thistle?
Why not like? Oh, thistle. Let's have thistle.
you just do everything.
This looks exactly like aubergine.
Well, one's a bit spikier.
Okay, let's have a listen now. Wow, you're really going for it. Nice.
I wouldn't call it the Scottish theme.
But it was a bit Scottish.
I mean, I was trying a bit of a drone there.
I heard. It was a bagpipe vibe.
You know, it's... I wouldn't know how to classify that one. It feels
Dirge.
like... Yeah, it feels like the audio engine is not summing...
yeah.
Not summing properly.
Yeah, it sounds like they've got the numbers wrong.
Yeah, not in an analog way, but like in a just there's something corrupt about it.
It sounds unmusical, frankly. And I think there's quite a lot of phase issues with that one as well.
Well, yeah, I wasn't even going to go into like, tone filtering.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this theme is seriously...
The phase is all out of whack all over
no.
the place. I can barely listen to it.
I think the channels have got some crosstalk and...
Well, there's only one channel playing, but I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's... I mean, yeah, but there are the secret channels in the background which are just interfering with the phase alignment.
Yeah, those goddamn secret silent channels.
Yeah.
Okay, so which was your favourite out of all those?
I mean, I quite like the aubergine. Was that the one with the 4K spike?
No, I think that was Prussian, wasn't it?
Right.
Why don't you play us out with a nice bit of Onyx?
Okay.
Oh, spicy. Playing every key there. Well done. No, too much.
Here's something new for you. It is a kick synth called Kick Synth.
I like it because with a lot of these plugins, you know, the sort of celebrity compressor plugins that you're talking about, the names are meaningless.
Yeah.
Whereas this, I know I'm going to get a kick. Though...
Hey, the name is complicated as fuck. The developer is called Together Audio. And the name of the plugin is Kick Synth. Although the kick is capitalized with a 1 for the I.
Yeah.
And synth is not.
I was going to say that is annoying because I like to just type the names of things into Ableton's file browser and then it comes up with them. Now I've got to remember, I've got to put a 1 in my kick.
Yeah, they
say,
probably
what?
couldn't just call it Kick Synth, though.
Oh, free trial. Oh,
How do you like that kick?
it's nice. Thumping.
Yeah?
Ooh.
4 macro knobs to control essential settings.
Okay.
4 mic emulations and 4 effects, if you want them. How'd you like that kick?
It's fine, I guess.
Expert mode.
Oh, I like an expert mode.
Yeah.
Oh, that's better.
What sort of
like
stuff
it.
have you got in the expert mode?
It looks like you've got a bunch of
decay,
envelope stuff or whatever, presumably for pitch and amplitude.
100 attack samples.
Oh, pay what you want, minimum $10.
Yeah, this is a new scheme we haven't seen before. Pay what you want, but it's got to be at least $10. I quite like that one.
Is it going to make a better kick than I can synthesize myself? That's the question.
Maybe not than you can synthesize yourself, but you're very good at that sort of stuff.
Well, I don't know if I am, to be honest. I really want a kick and a snare synth that are going to sound awesome.
I'd like a kick and snare together. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'd like that. I want that. Oh, God. Why doesn't it?
How would they spell the snare synth with like a 5 for the S?
Yes, absolutely. Totally. Why not? No,
Plus,
absolutely.
if you divide the musical measure into 8, the kick goes on 1 and the snare goes on 5.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Nice.
Okay, what's your hot take on this new kick synth?
Do you know, I've been thinking about starting to synthesize my own kicks because I spend a lot of time layering and it's a ball ache, and I'm starting to think maybe I should bite the bullet and just start synthesizing that shit.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to have to try the demo on this one.
But again, you know how to synthesize it quite easily with whatever you get your hands on.
But some people wouldn't know where to start or whatever.
Yeah. And this does it relatively well for you. 100 attack samples.
Yeah.
Body and decay. It's looking good. And you don't have to use the mic emulations if you don't want to.
I want it to sound pure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, it's worth checking out. It's a little kick synth.
And it's called Kicksynth.
It's called Kicksynth. What the hell could be easier than that?
Oh, they did Tiki Clav. Oh my god, old school. These guys have been around for a while.
What was Tiki Clav?
This is a free Clav plugin from back in the day. Because I used to write a lot of stuff about free plugins for computer music, James.
Yeah.
So from the mid to late noughties, I cast my eye over all the freebies. Mate.
All of them.
All of them.
Triple cheese.
I can't keep up now. Triple cheese.
What are the legendary?
Zebralette.
What are the celebrity free plugins in your mind?
North Pole.
Any analog compressors in there?
Got to be in there. Oh god, probably. There's a bunch. There was tons of stuff. Crystal, was that the little synth? That was a good one. MDA, of course, I mentioned earlier. They did a load of good stuff. Tons and tons of stuff, mate.
Sweet. Right then, it is time for this episode's interview, and if you've never heard of Francis Preve before, you're going to be in for a pleasant surprise.
Okay.
He has done a hell of a load of sound design for a hell of a load of companies. He grew up one street over from Mr. Bob Moog.
Oh, okay. Well, that instantly gives him a kind of cachet in the world of synths, yeah.
He is a college professor, a journalist, and a pro sound designer who does his own packs and a bunch of factory bank stuff for other people. In this interview, he's going to talk about how he got into sound design, how to make a career in it, and you're going to find out a few of his views and the cool things that have happened with him. This was a massive interview, so we've also got an extra part of it, which I'm going to upload. If that's not in our podcast feed, then just look in the podcast description for this episode and there'll be a link. Not sure whether I'm going to put it in the feed yet, Tim.
Wow, okay, well, that's a big decision.
Or maybe it'll be some kind of private link. Who knows?
Oh, exclusive.
But that'll have the rest of the interview, and it's really, 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 really interesting. You should definitely check it out. We're going to play you right into the interview now. Okay, Francis Preve. It's Preve, not Preve, isn't it?
It's Preve.
Excellent.
It's Preve. I'm fine, but so many people have called me Preve that it's okay. Friends of mine play a game with people who say they know me but call me Francis Preve. So if my friends all know that when somebody calls me Francis Preve and says, "Oh yeah, I know him," that's a clue.
Yeah, I mean, I've been calling you Preve in my head for 6 months, but hasn't got the accent on it.
That's all. Well, I took the accent off because it was hard to Google. I had it on for a minute, but then nobody can handle the Unicode. So, yeah. So Preve is fine. That's what all my elementary school teachers called me. It wasn't until I became a pretentious musician that I actually started using the proper French pronunciation.
As a pretentious musician myself, I'm going with Preve.
Yay! Awesome.
So
let's do this.
Just to introduce you a little bit, you are many things, among them a teacher, a journalist, and a sound designer. And you've been a sound designer for how long exactly?
in the MI industry, my first gig with a paycheck was $2,000. But I did a lot. I won't say a lot, but like a handful of gigs for the gaming industry back when you had to make sure that sound cards from like Creative were compatible with sound cards from Roland. And what that was creating I did it for the Fat Man, George Sanger. And my first gig was level matching and tweaking envelopes for a sort of standardized set of general MIDI sounds to make sure that they were all compatible.
It sounds like a very tormenting thing to do.
It was tedious. And then lots of weird detours. I was a graphic designer for several years. Then I ended up running the company Nemesis, which was later purchased by Tascam, who made the product Giga Studio, the first streaming from disk sampler. But then I oversaw the sound design department there, but those guys were in there like doing the loops. So Sergio Semayoa was one of the guys on the team there. And then my first MI gig doing an actual retail product in the professional world was Antares Filter in 2000.
So they did stuff before they did Autotune. Is that what you're saying?
It was a product that was a pitch to MIDI converter, and then all of the synthesis parameters were dynamic, like envelope followers. And so if you took a recorded performance and ran it into the soft synth, the synth would follow the contours of the performance. And so Antares did a lot of stuff until they just basically said, look, we're making billions on Auto-Tune, so that's what they're going to do. But they had a product called Filter, and that was my first gig.
Right. All the Google search results, by the way, just come up with facets of Auto-Tune because it blew up. So
right.
Can't quite find it now. You have done sound design for, I think it's fair to say, many, many companies. Is it easier to list the companies that you haven't worked for, or is it easier to list the ones that you have?
I really do want to give props to all the companies I work for, because I'm not, it's not that I'm an elitist, but I really only work for companies that I feel are making really high quality products.
Sure.
There are quite a few companies that approached me that I just didn't want to be, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So Roland, Korg, Ableton, Dave Smith, and Xfer are the big 5 clients that are ongoing right now. I work for all 5 of those companies on a regular basis.
They trust you whenever they've got something new.
Yeah.
Any particular massive? I mean, I know you did a lot of sound design for Serum. I was seeing the other day when I was selecting a couple of patches, I saw the little FP next to them. So it's always nice to know which ones are yours.
I did the F for Serum. Well, Steve actually, we knew each other before. We knew each other from like LFO Tool and Cthulhu, and I had interviewed him for Keyboard Magazine, and we ultimately ended up just enjoying each other on a social level. So before Serum came out, he was like, "Hey, put your reviewer cap on and kick the tires of this new synth I'm making, and tell me what you think." And I took one look at Serum, and I had the same goosebumps that I had when I first saw Ableton.
What was it like at that point when he gave it to you?
It was he said it's just an alpha, but it was like it was as stable as most people's release products.
Like 98% the way there.
Yeah, he called in the same way that I think he still calls like the full releases betas. It's like he'll release 1.2.1. And that's the neat thing about when you buy Serum, you sort of have a lifetime. I don't know that there's ever going to be a Serum 2. He just keeps upgrading it for the people who bought it. So it's neat.
Yeah, that's true. It's is there anything that he was thinking about doing to it that he didn't, or that you said, no, it doesn't need 4 oscillators, it doesn't need this, or any way in which you influenced it, or was it pretty much there?
There is one way that I influenced it, and it wasn't to subtract anything. It was to add something. The noise generator in Serum is sample based, so when you using noise, it's sample based. And I have always been a huge fan of the D50, and by extension, synth that copied the D50, and that was the Ensoniq VFX. They both had these in the VFX. It was called inharmonics, and in the D50 the waveforms were called spectrums. And I have this system for creating noise waves that have elements of tuning in them. And I actually did a tutorial on it, so I'll just say that my secret is to take really cool, bright instruments like cymbals and run them into a really long reverb.
Right.
And then that really long reverb has a bunch of frequency components that isn't just noise, which is all frequencies at equal amplitude, blah, blah, blah. So these have sort of certain frequencies highlighted, so they can add that sort of breathiness and shine and shimmer. And I felt that was something that would kind of, for me as a sound designer, kind of like push Serum over the edge. So I sent him like 10, and he's like, oh, these are really cool. I'll add them to the noise generator. So that's my one sort of permanent, besides the factory bank.
The inharmonics.
They're called the FP inharm. So so I'm immortal now, I guess. So.
It's and you also do your own, not as many as I would have thought, but you concentrate over quality over quantity in your Serum packs. You've done is it the third one you've just done?
Yes, and it is definitely quality over quantity is a big part of it. I also want to add that there are a lot of guys out there who are making packs that are the now sound of today. So it's, and I've done some of that myself, but it's like, here's a dubstep pack. Here's a melodic techno pack. Here's a classic house pack. And as a sound designer, it's like, I get it. I love those sounds. I use those sounds, but when you do that, there's like a timestamp.
Right.
And it's like, if you do a genre pack, and like I said, there's a huge market for it because people need those sounds right then and there. So I try to make packs that are timeless, that have plucks. A pluck is a pluck is a pluck.
Yeah. You
can use a pluck in a trance track. You can use it in a melodic techno track. You can use it in a drum and bass track. So these pluck sounds that I make, those are the sounds that are not genre specific.
I guess like a modulated bass sound would be very genre specific in most cases.
Yeah. Exactly. But a pad sound that you're going to use in a wide variety of genres, that becomes a matter of personal preference. So I try to appeal to the sounds that are going to cross genres rather than just making, dubstep avalanche volume 3. That's not my jam.
And you release those as simple sounds?
No, those are Xfer products.
Okay.
So you can and I have an exclusive deal with Steve, because he was kind enough to be my distributor early on, and I said, look, I'm just going to release these through you. So he's like, okay, great, then I'll brand them as Xfer packs. So so if you want those packs, they're only available at Xfer. But other stuff. Like it kind of what I did with Simple Sound, like my own company, Simple Sound. I have 3 new packs coming out that are really, we can talk about those a little later if you want. I find that, yes, theoretically you can make more money from having multiple distributors, and that's a good idea. Some distributors are really, really on board with promoting you. But then it's just like tracking down tons of invoices.
Right.
So it's like, if you want a Simple Sound product, you go to Simple Sound. If you want an Xfer product, you go to Xfer.
Yeah.
That sort of.
Yeah. So that's the Serum Toolkit volumes 1, 2, and 3. Is that right?
Correct.
You've designed many patches for many different people on many different synths. But what is your synth of choice? I mean, you must have used so many that your choice is a real endorsement. What do you go for?
It depends on the environment. So I'm going to give you a list of sort of like my like best of breed, but according to category.
Okay.
My favorite, my two favorite soft synths are Ableton Operator, which I actually did the first bank of presets for. So I've technically been using Ableton Operator since before it came out. So that gives me a level of intimacy. So part of my love affair with Operator is because I know where everything is, and I know what it will do at all times, and I've really explored it fully. Same thing with Serum. I've been using Serum since before it came out, but Serum and Operator are my absolutely, definitely two favorite soft synth like plugins.
Right.
In terms of I've been covering the iPad ecosystem for 12 years now. So literally, if it's out there, I've used it. And my all-time favorite iPad app is Chord Gadget.
Okay.
It's just got it, and yes, I've done preset work for it. But also because I travel a lot of times a laptop is too much to travel with, so I'll grab my iPad. So, and the fact that the other thing that a lot of people aren't really aware of is the fact that Gadget will export an Ableton file. So I can start something on an airplane using Gadget, and then export it to Ableton and finish it. So Chord Gadget is my favorite iOS app. And then when it comes to hardware, for analog hardware, the OB6 is definitely my favorite analog hardware synth. I will say it's not the best bass synth, but when it comes to pads and plucks and leads, it crushes it. And the filter, the state variable filters being all analog, it's such a unique synth that it's my favorite analog. And then for digital, probably the Roland System 8.
That's good.
It'd be like a tie between the Roland System 8, but for sampling, a lot of times I'm working inside the box. I really love the Prophet X because it allows you to do things to samples that you normally can't do, like amplitude modulation, audio rate stuff. And I'm not just throwing that in because I want to squeeze Dave Smith in there someplace. But when I was working with the Prophet X, it does these organic sounds because of the sample library that I can't get. There is no soft synth that does what the Prophet X does. So there's that. But with the System 8, I was a new wave kid. So the fact that it's got a Jupiter 8 in it and a Juno 106 and the Era engine's cool. It's kind of the fact that it's a bit of a Swiss Army knife.
Right.
That's why it's like if I had to move to a studio apartment, that's the OB6 and the System 8 would be those would be my two controllers in my studio apartment.
Nice. Let's get philosophical for a second.
Sure.
Okay. Let me start you off with a statement. It is possible for somebody to call up a synth, a drum machine, and another synth, maybe 3 synths and a drum machine, and simply using presets, they can make a hit track.
Absolutely.
It's completely plausible that will happen, and probably has happened.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, no, that's the entire electronic dance music scene.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so aren't we in a situation where the input of the sound designers is more, or arguably as much, as the artist who put that song together?
Yes.
And
so what's the question?
Well, I guess the point is the sound designers aren't really getting recognized for that. The artist's name is on the song. The artist's getting royalties. The sound designers are being paid through more fixed ways rather than royalties. Although royalties are probably not a good way to get money anymore. But shouldn't there be more credit given to the sound designers as the creators of a track?
Couple of things. I'm going to say 2 things to that. I'm seeing students come in and want to be sound designers. And every once in a while, I'll get a student who's super passionate about it, and they'll remind me of me when I was their age. And those are the ones, man, when I come across those, I really, it's not that I'm very egalitarian in my teaching in the classes, but those are the students who want to hang out after class.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like, so if a student who's like really gifted wants to, you know, just sort of talk about the industry as a whole after class, I'm happy to do that. That way I'm making sure that I'm being fair to the students who are attending class. But after class, it's, you know, all bets are off. I'm happy to share my knowledge. So I know that there are students who actually know sound designers. I mean, I knew Eric Persing. I knew and Jack Hotop from Korg.
Right.
Those are two sound designers who I absolutely knew who they were when I was in my 20s and 30s. So it's becoming a little bit more of a thing. So I think that that's happening. On the second level, I derive a sense of personal satisfaction realizing that I am ultimately, when I'm designing a bank of presets, I'm collaborating with thousands of artists. You know, and I don't, that's not some, you know, boastful, egotistical, me kind of thing. It's like, you feel like you're a part of something bigger. You know, in like getting back to Persing and digital native dance. Everybody who's really into synths knows that sound. And they're in the Super Saw, you know, the JP8000 and all of that. So the people who created those technologies ultimately became collaborators for, you know, generations of musicians. And yeah, sure, I always want more, you know, to get a bigger paycheck. But at the same time, I do derive a sense of personal fulfillment, knowing that I'm either a sound might inspire somebody to make a certain kind of track, or a sound might improve a track that they were looking for the perfect pad or pluck.
And you also get paid no matter what, you know, no matter the success of the actual track, you're getting the paycheck for that transaction.
Yeah, it's the whole bird in the hand worth two in the bush. Yeah. It's like two in the bush is royalties, and bird in the hand is like, I'm pretty cool with the flat fee work that I get, the buyouts.
Have you ever heard? You must have. Really, it's not a have you ever. It's a you must have heard sounds that you've designed in popular tracks. It just listening to the radio, something's come on, or maybe it's hard to recognize something like that.
That actually only occurred to me about a year or two ago, which tells you that I'm not like, you know, sitting here breathing my own exhaust. I was listening to a bunch of tracks, and I had this playlist that I'd made on Spotify of a bunch of I like a lot of the sort of vibey indie artists that are a combination of guitars and synths, but they're a little new wavy. They're like Small Black and Wild Nothing, and they're all like they're these really just kind of vibey, chill out, a little bit like Tycho. And I was listening to those sounds, and I was like, I really like those sounds. Oh wait, maybe those are my sounds. So they don't know. They don't send me an email saying, "Hey, I'm using your sounds." Every once in a while, I'll get like somebody once in a while, like once a year, twice a year, somebody will say, "Hey, I really love your work. I use your sound in this." But more now, the whole like, do I hear my sounds a lot? Like again, when you're making meat and potato sounds, you sort of have to fade a little bit into the background, so they have to be unique, but not so distinctive that they're unusable.
Yeah, true. True.
So I haven't had my digital native dance moment yet, but I have heard a lot of sounds in tracks I like that sound like sounds I would make. So maybe.
Is there anything else? Is there anything you wanted to? Any points you wanted to make? Anything you wanted to get off your chest?
Well, so you can maybe put this in the liner notes. I've got a bunch of stuff coming out. So when I'm not sure when this podcast goes live, but in sometime in April time frame, I have a bunch of my first Simple Sound products in over a year. Those are coming out, and they are they do things in Ableton. They're going to be hyper affordable because everybody deals with piracy. Everybody deals with piracy. I understand that that's just a fact of life. So I'm making all of these products. It's 3 suites of products. They're each going to be $5. Okay? So if you steal these, you're just a terrible person. You're like, if you are going to steal a $5 product from some guy who's making these in his spare bedroom, then you are going to at least purgatory, if not worse.
I saw a $5 product being launched yesterday, and it said $5 introductory discount $4.
Oh my God, no, that's so I'm doing so as sort of like my way of saying, hey, look, instead of piracy, I'm just going to lower the prices so that you can afford them.
Yeah, you might even
cheaper.
get more people buying them.
Hopefully, but I also, whenever I do a product, I don't just do a crappy product just to get it out the door. I do things that are thoughtful and unique. So I've got one that's actually, I've used like signal chains in Ableton to recreate the general signal flow for West Coast. So I'm doing some West Coast stuff. I'm doing I'm also doing some stuff that's basically analog for everyone. So like these products that have like sort of all of the iconic, oscillator configurations for analog. So I'm doing, and those are all coming out like probably around the time of this podcast, early April. They're on the way. If this comes out first, like keep your eyes open, go to Simple Sound and subscribe. Go sign up for the mailing list.
Simplesound.com?
Simple Sound, SYMPLESOUND.com. So it's
got it.
Simple Sound, but with a Y because it's synthesizers and that's cheesy. So that's coming. I'm doing a ton of stuff for Roland. So if you are a Roland Cloud subscriber, lots of stuff in the pipeline for that. We just released a giant techno pack for 303 Day. Roland hired me and Jim Stout from Karma Studio to do that. My Serum pack is out there. The other stuff is going to be parts of synths, but in terms of stuff that I want to sort of promote and let you know, hey, if you're curious about what I do, it's going to just cost you less than $5 to satisfy that curiosity.
Nice.
So anyway, so that's kind of the last thing I want to say. And the other thing is same thing I tell my students is, even though I'm a preset designer, if you like a preset, figure out why you like it.
Right.
Like, they're all open source. If you're using a soft synth, you can see how that filter is set up. You can see how the envelopes are set up. So as you were saying, people want to edit their presets. If you just go look at a preset, I had a student who was always like asking me about sounds, and I was like, okay, well, bring in some sounds that you like, and I'll like look at the YouTube videos or the Spotify playlist. And I was like, oh, you like the sound of low cutoff frequencies. Every sound you played for me had a really low cutoff frequency. So you like the sort of chill out ambient sounds. So that's the thing you like.
And
so
also trying to recreate a preset you like in one synth in another synth is a great exercise.
That's how I learned. That's how I learned, because I didn't have Depeche Mode's giant fucking $500 million rig.
You had the hair, but you didn't have the rig.
Yeah, right. So I would sit there with Depeche Mode albums in the mid 80s,
right?
And I would have whatever gear I had, and I was, because my band would do like, Behind the Wheel or a Depeche Mode cover, and I would have to recreate those sounds using another synth. And I'll tell you right now, that's one of the keys to the kingdom. That's how I learned how to do it. You have a very good point, James. It's a really good insight.
Nice. Tim, did you have fun listening to the sagely insights there?
I wouldn't say it was fun. It was more like a road to Damascus experience for me personally.
Okay, that's more than I could have ever promised you.
Yeah, you shouldn't have promised me that much, and I'm glad you didn't.
Check out the interview extras either in the podcast feed or in the link in the description to this episode.
How vague.
Otherwise, we will catch you again in roughly 2 weeks' time.
Ooh, another fun fortnight. Let's see what happens.
We will be back then for more plugin craziness.
Later, taters.
Bye-bye.